AFL Cairns TV is here today with Che Cockatoo-Collins, who's come home to Cairns to film with NITV, doing a little bit of a feature, and we've decided to catch up with him. He used to play for Port Adelaide and Essendon, and now he's out and about on the streets in Cairns. Welcome home, Che.
Hey Jane, how you going?
I'm good, thank you. Tell me a little bit about your filming with the NITV today.
NITV's got a anti-smoking campaign on at the moment, and so they're filming several, perhaps 8 people. Mark Eller's one, I'm the second, and then there's a few others, Gavin Wanganeen, and a few more to follow through. These are specifically because of the anti-smoking messages we want to get out, and so that's why we're here in Cairns today.
So you've come home, favourite spot in Cairns?
Crystals would be first, but yeah, this is up there.
I think we've come a long way, Cazalys Stadium. It's a beautiful place. We host an AFL match once a year here. In your glory days, did you ever get to play up here in a pre-season cup?
No, I didn't. No, but I feel like I wish I had. What I did do though was in the early 90s, we moved back from Adelaide for Christmas. We always come back to Cairns for Christmas. They had the Brisbane Bears and Essendon match. This was 91 pre-season, and we had the opportunity of my cousin Craig and I had the opportunity of being water boy for one or the other. So I picked Essendon. I told Sheeds that later, and he loved it. And I don't know whether that kind of triggered him to say, "All right, yeah, we'll pick you." But it was. I remember meeting people like Paul Salmon, Danaher brothers, Simon Madden. It was, you see these guys on TV, and all of a sudden they're right there in front of you.
Fantastic. Can you tell me, Cairns City Lions are trying to recruit players to play at their club at the moment. Now, what message would you put out to the Lions about recruiting players?
Well, don't look at me, one. But two, if any club that wants to attract good players, they've got to go there for a reason. And football is only one part, and so if you've got a sound board, if you've got sound coaching, you've got sound cultural environment, all of these things play a significant factor in recruiting the best people, and good people as well.
Okay, so that was my next question about coaching. Just wondering, have you ever thought about coaching?
Yes, I had, but hadn't given it too much more time than a couple of seconds. I'm not into coaching. I had coached the under-15s state team, Indigenous team, Kickstart team a couple of years ago, but that was enough for me. It's very draining. You need to put everything into it. So I knew well before then. I don't know why I said yes the first time, but...
So in your experience, who was probably your best coach, what they got out of you, and what did they get out of you?
Oh, well, I only had 3 senior coaches, Jack Cahill for Port Magpies, Sheeds for Essendon, and Mark Williams for Port. And I think I got more out of, they're different phases, but I got more out of Port because I knew Mark. I played with him at Port Magpies, but I was an older player and I kind of had my routine set. I knew what I wanted to do. When you play with Essendon and you're playing with all those players I mentioned before, and you're being coached by Kevin Sheedy, it's like this is just a dream. So it's funny. You're just living it in that moment. But as you get older, it was more specifically how much sleep do I get? What am I eating today? Am I doing the right thing?
So my next question is, when you realised you'd made it in AFL, like how much did your life change?
That's a good question, because one ex-Essendon player, Alex Kookaburra, told me, your life will change forever. It's never going to be the same. You can't do anything silly. You can't be a boy. You can't do, you have to be sensible and be measured, because the question you want to ask yourself, every action that you take, you want to make sure that that's not on the front page of the paper.
So AFL at a professional level comes back down to decision making. Is that correct?
It does, and yeah, it does. Like, each decision needs to be considered very carefully. Decisions off the field and a good, healthy life outside of football will always complement on the field. You can't be reckless off the field and sleep in and be on Facebook or whatever people do these days. I'm not on social media, but at Facebook to 1 o'clock in the morning and then expect to go to school or go to training fresh. You need to be realistic about what you really want. But I think when I was a little fellow out here, I remember all I wanted to do was play AFL.
That's great advice. At Cazalys Stadium, we've got a twilight fixture. It's the Hawks will take on the Saints.
Oh, well, I think Saints are a bit unstoppable at the moment. I think it's going to take something to knock them off. They have to be off their game for Manunda to get on top of them. I'm glad Manunda's back too, by the way. So, but I'm going to pick the Saints.
Anzac Day clash is a traditional clash between South Cairns and North Cairns Tigers. This is going to be played Tuesday, Fretwell Park. Who are you tipping?
Anzac Day is always a big day. Early in the week, it's not your standard Saturday or Sunday match. So I know South are playing well at the moment as well. So hopefully North can match them, but I think South might overrun them in the end.
Thanks for your time today on AFL Cairns TV. Come back and visit us again sometime.
No worries. Thanks, Jane.